Well, what have we got here? Some goodies. I really need one of those cordless chainsaws that Ave has. Cut all of his packages open. Or is it might not even be corded. Cordless. So, of this big spoiler there, some gauges. Prosport. I have purchased these from who I believe to be the only official UK supplier of Prosport, which is a company called R-Spec. So yeah, this has just turned up today, and we have some things. So what have we got here? Will it say? I mean, it's got to say somewhere, surely. Or is it just the... There's nothing on it to identify it. With it being a digital gauge, it's obviously completely black for now. But we can get a... There'll be a way of telling, you know, on the code, maybe barcode. Either way, we've got one gauge, and if we look in the box, we can figure out what kind of gauge it is, because it'll have some kind of adapter with it, which will give us a clue as to what it's measuring. So, not much to see at the moment, but it's like a box within a box. There we go. So what have we got here? Wiring loom, which doesn't go into the back of the gauge. Oh, right. So we've got a bracket and a sensor, or sender, depending on how you want to say it. So that would be what the plug on the other loom was for. This would go into the back of the gauge, and wiring happens. I'm gonna say, based on the hole inside there, that this is going to be oil pressure. Will it give us a clue? Oh, it's fuel pressure. Fuel pressure. Right, okay, that's fine. Fuel pressure gauge. Not an issue, because we want to know how much fuel pressure we're running. We're gonna be upgrading some components of the fuel system, i.e. injectors, and changing many things in a short window of time without the car being started. So oh look, it's an inline adapter for a fuel line, which, if I've done my homework right, the sensor for the fuel pressure will screw into there, and it comes with a handy little bung as well for well, for when you've not got anything screwed into it. What else have we got? We've got another gauge. This one is measured in PSI of some sort. Now, interesting actually that that's the case, because it's making me wonder what that is now. Oop. The window has gone. I didn't even open the other box this way, did I? Quite a lot of effort has gone into packaging, I feel. Okay. What is this one? So this one is definitely oil pressure then. 100%. There it is. So that's nice and simple. Again, another couple of looms and a bracket and some instructions. So we've got oil pressure and fuel pressure. So it's good to know what they are saying. Then we've got something else down here. This is going to be this one is ever so slightly different because it's got the peak / warning settings on there, and this isn't what I ordered, but they didn't have the right one in stock, so I had 4 choices. The choices were they could supply all of the gauges in a different colour scheme, and I could have got the one I ordered in a different colour scheme. The second option was to give me a free upgrade to the one with the peak settings, which is what I took. The third option was to wait about 6 weeks, they said they were expecting it to take, for the other one to come into stock. And the fourth option, what was the fourth option? Oh, the fourth option is that they were gonna, so this is an oil temperature sensor. The fourth option is that they were able to send me a water temperature sensor instead, and then the required attachments to allow it to measure oil temperature instead. So it would just say water on it instead of oil. But I just thought I'd rather it say what it is, and you know, there's no harm in accepting a free upgrade. I mean, I could set it to warn me that the oil's still too low to have its head kicked in. So that is what it is. There's no point in opening that one. We know what it is. What else have we got? We've got something else here. This one isn't a gauge, but it's something I'm going to need. It is a blow-off valve. It is adjustable. It's a recirculatory blow-off valve. With me running the LH 2.4 ECU, not going standalone just yet, so that means we're running off a MAF sensor, so unless we want to start making the engine very upset by dumping all the air it's measured, we're going to have to recirculate it back to before the turbo and after the MAF, so that'll do the job. And as you can see here, we've got a labelled wideband air fuel ratio gauge kit. So it comes with its own little module, all the wiring that you need, the gauge itself, and a Bosch wideband oxygen sensor. And it even comes with its own little welding bung. But something tells me that's not going to be stainless, and I've already bought a welding stainless bung, so I will be using that one instead. So that should give me some very valuable information, and also not only should it give me information, but it should give something else information as well, because the next thing is this. It is the Shadow digital electronic boost controller. Now, and it's the number 2. So it's the DEBC2. It's fairly new. I don't know when it was released, but it's fairly new, and it is the most up-to-date model. We've got a bit of a security seal. Let's destroy that. So I think I'm going to do a separate video for this, because this is really cool. But one thing I will say is that it allows input from the AFR, and that allows you to set boost kill when it reaches certain ranges of leanness and stuff like that, so that you can quite happily plant your foot to the floor, knowing that if anything gets too unhappy, this thing will cut the boost and cut the power before it does itself too much damage. Well, that's providing you've got it set up properly and providing it does what it says. But yeah, it's a very good idea. So hopefully it will it'll come into its own. But I'll do a separate video for this.